Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram.
1 hour so intensely. Because if you are really able to meditate 1 hour in the morning, the whole day you will really carry that ecstasy, that inundation inside you. Because 1 hour means what? It's very profound, very deep. So, a Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Bhagavan said, even a little bit of this spiritual life, this jnanam, this anubhuti, it will remove all, erase all fear from you. So, this bhakti has various forms. As we began today, talking is also bhakti, listening is also bhakti, singing is also bhakti. Idam hi pumsaha tapasya shrutasya va svishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo avichuto uddha kavibhir nirupitaha yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnam. Great sages have explored and found out and revealed that after some struggle, you have got a little bit of something like, you do mining of gold. Lot of dirt comes, not gold. Not gold will not come in big, heavy weight. Lot of dirt comes, and a little dust of gold comes. But only that gold counts, not the dirt that comes. Like that, when you struggle spiritually, all the dirt from within comes out. But a little dust of gold, like you are able to get a glimpse of the infinite. You are able to get a glimpse of that space, devoid of thought, devoid of emotion, devoid of ego. That space which is beyond all limitations. You get a glimpse of it. Sakadvibhadoyam brahmaloka, as the Upanishad puts it. Once that brahmaloka is revealed to you, then there is no question of setting. That once the dawn happens, it is eternal dawn. So a little glimpse of it, that itself is grace. But to hold on to that state all your life, contemplating on that, speaking about that, thinking about that, discussing about that, this is what we call Bhagavata Dharma. Vani Gunanugatane Shravanau Kathayam Hastau cha Karmasu Manaha tava padayoho naha smrityam shiraha tava nivasa jagat praname drishtihi satam darshanestu bhavattanunam. Very beautiful tablet. Bhagavata says, let my vani means my vocal cord, my voice, my speaking. How should I use it? Gunanukathane. I will only speak about Bhagavan, nothing else. There are great devotees, Bhagavatas whom I know, they will not speak anything else. You go for a visit, one devotee I know, he will not even have a eye contact. People go and do namaskara, he will take Narayani or Bhagavatam, and once I had an occasion that someone went to him for getting blessing for their marriage. So they said, okay. They did namaskara. For your sake, I will read one dashakam from Narayani. He read that and some Bhagavata shloka. He said, only that much. Vani Gunanukathan. This is one way, samsara can be cut, root and branch. See, mainly in Malayalam, we say samsara means talking. Samsara means talking. And in talking what? I, you, he, this is talking. Right? When Narayana Guru came to see Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, he gazed at Maharshi from outside, his Skandashram. Maharshi was with him, he also didn't talk. Narayana Guru's disciples went inside, did namaskara. After that, after some time, Bhagavan came out and told Narayana Guru in Malayalam, Oonu Kadikam. He said, we will, that is a natural need. So he said, Oonu Kadikam. And Narayana Guru said, Maharshikal prasadam sapadala. He said, he will have the prasada of Maharshi. And they all ate. Then Bhagavan went away for his walk. It is just like a child, because child has no manners. Right? Only grown-up people have manners. Child has no egos or no manners also. So he was, because he has no other. So seeing that state, Narayana Guru wrote 5 verses. Nirvriti Panchakam. Nirvriti means the ecstasy, the ecstatic state of a Jivan Mukta. And in that first verse he says, no talking of I, you, he, all these details. Ko nama deshaha ka jatihi, pravrittihi ka, kiyadvayaha, ityadi vadoparatihi, yasya tasyaiva nirvrittihi. He said, he didn't ask, where are you coming from? He didn't ask, what is your name? Nothing wrong. But the moment you know, where are you coming from? I am coming from Ernakulam. There is rain there. They have put red alert and it will go like this, like this, like this. Pravrittika, what is your job? And you say something. From that something will come. Kiyadvaya, what is your age? Oh, this much. Are you married? Like that, it will go. Ityadi vadoparadihi, such conversations are not operating. One who remains in that maunam, he is really released, really free. So no samsara means no samsara. No Malayalam samsara means no Sanskrit samsara. But Bhagavata Dharma is different. Bhagavata Dharma says you can have samsara. Malayalam samsara, no Sanskrit samsara. And this Malayalam samsara, you can talk about Bhagavan, talk about the higher things. Your words will become pure, others will be elevated. You will also have the joy of meditation. Or you can constantly chant Bhagavan Nama. Sadashiva Brahmendra gives a lesson. He says, not talking to others, he is talking to his own tongue. Rasana, tongue means rasana, it knows rasa. So he says, Bruhi Mukundeti Rasane Bruhi Mukundeti. He says, oh Rasane, you know rasa. So Bruhi means tell, say, chant. What should I chant? Mukunda iti Bruhi. You chant that Bhagavan Nama. Keshava Madhava Govindeti Krishnananda Sadanandeti Bruhi Mukundeti. Only Nama, nothing else. The whole song, is a very famous song written by a Jivan Mukta, was wandering in the delight as Atmarama. Such a great sage has written this song which contains only Bhagavan Nama, nothing else. Radha Ramana Hare Rameti Rajivakshaghana Shyameti Bruhi Mukundeti Rasane Bruhi Mukundeti. All Nama only. Akrura Priya Chakradhareti Hamsa Niranjanakam Sahareti. All Nama only. Only Bhagavan Nama and telling one's own tongue. you chant this Nama, have this delight, this sweetness of Bhagavad Nama. This is how you have to train. You have to tell your tongue, you have to tell your mind to chant Nama. You have to train your mind as you can train a bird. Ramanacharanatirtha Swami says, as when they train a bird, it takes a lot of effort. Like that, you have to train your mind by giving it this sweet Bhagavan Nama and training it with a lot of disciplines. Odu paingaliyai unbal amudutti padakatte. Great protection is needed in spiritual life. Parpala karpite, teaching it all disciplines. Then you know what happens, very mystical song it is, where he says that what will that bird do? Dudu vidattam todangumi. He says it will start become dudu. Dudu means messenger. It will start communicating with the divine. It will start communicating with the divine because the mind has lost its power to communicate with the divine. The mind is now communicating with others, communicating within itself, communicating with other people as you, he, like that. So when the mind turns inward, antarmukha samaradhya, bahirmukha sudurgama. So when it goes inward, it starts communicating with the divine within, with the Ishvara, Bhagavan inside, in the heart. When it learns the transcendental language, that Bhasha Rupa, in Lalita Sahasranama, one name for Divine Mother is Bhasha Rupa. And in that commentary you see, Bhasha Rupa means it is Samadhi Swarupa. Because Samadhi is the language with which you can communicate with the Divine. So Bhasha Rupa, that is the Bhasha. All our Bhasha is limited. If I know Tamil and I speak Tamil, someone who does not know Tamil will not understand. If I speak English, those who do not know English will not understand. But here is some language which everyone can understand. The Mauna. It communicates more perfectly than any language. So, that is the Bhagavata Dharma, what we call Bhakti, to purify our mind. So, first thing is speaking about Bhagavan, purifying our words. We speak only that, or we have Bhagavan, some Bhagavata or Gita or something, we read that and keep ourselves elevated inside. This is something we all long for. Somewhere you keep yourself elevated from normal worldly plane. Never come down. Keelmai. Ramana Bhagavan says Keelmai. Keelmai means all these lower planes. He tells Arunachala, close that door and let the mind soar high like a swan, Hamsa. So, Kirmaye Parshre Arunachala, he says. So, this talking and listening is one kind of bhakti. And chanting Bhagavan Nama also, if you do not have anything to talk. And how will I use my Vani? By chanting his Nama. By constantly repeating his Nama. Which purifies the mind, which elevates the mind. Because the mind has to be sufficiently purified, then only self-realization or reflection of our real nature will be clear in the mind. Here, the third portion of this book, a seed sprouts well only in fertile soil. Our reflection is seen clearly only in still and clean water. When a pond you go and see, the water is very clean, you can see the soil underneath. Like that, when the mind is very clear, you are able to behold the adhisthana. We call it adhisthana, the substratum, in which the waking, dream and deep sleep, all these states come and go. That adhisthana you are able to recognize when the ground, we call it ground, no? Ground. You get a glimpse of that ground and you are not able to hold to it again. Patanjali in Yoga Sutra says that is one flaw which occurs in spiritual life. Alabdha bhumikatva. The bhumika, you are not able to stay there in that state. And how to regain that ground? How to regain that state? What all hurdles are there? One main hurdle is sthana. Sthana means the mind refuses to move. The mind refuses to chant the nama. Many sadhakas they complain this. Once we had a high kind of state experience, but now Swami, nothing is happening. The mind is not budging, is refusing to move. This is what Patanjali calls as sthana. How to remove that sthana? When that sthana comes, how the person can transcend that state? It's like a stony state. Sometimes you are affected by terrible sorrow, you enter that state. In Ramayana, there is a story of this great sage Gautama, his wife Ahalya. The story, many people say that she became a stone. And when Rama came there, his feet touched that stone. Again she regained her form. But this story is not like that in Valmiki Ramayana. Later Ramayanas they told. In Valmiki Ramayana it is told that she stayed unevolving and as an avyakta, not to be seen, because some spiritual flaw happens. The person is not able to regain the spiritual strength, not able to come back to the spiritual current. And this stage of sthana, not able to meditate, not able to chant the nama, not able to make any spiritual move. In that stage, she was staying, her husband left her, went for tapasya, because that only he can do. So he went to tapasya. And the most compassionate of all the sages, whom generally people, if somebody becomes angry, people will say either Durvasa or Vishwamitra. But Vishwamitra is the friend of Vishwa, is the friend of the whole world. Such a compassionate sage, he brings Sri Rama to that ashram. In the presence of Rama, she regains her current of tapasya, her that spiritual lethargy, that spiritual block, it was removed. She regains her tapasya, and the beauty of Ramayana is Valmiki's Ramayana. Other Ramayanas you will see suddenly Rama standing there, Shankar Chakra Gadavani, and Ahalya and Gautama doing stuti of Rama. But Valmiki, how he pictures? Rama comes there, and Ahalya, she is the wife of a great sage like Gautama, and she herself, she is a sage. So, she regained her spiritual stature. The first thing that is done is Rama falls at her feet. Rama falls at her feet and worships her. It's very natural. Because Ramayana is very natural. Then she also does the same. So, this dhyana, the medicine for this dhyana is satsanga. You have to wait till you have another story in Mahabharata. One Kiri kena chalo? Mongoose. But mongoose, that Yudhishthira did a big sacrifice, Rajasuya. And he was thinking, my sacrifice is so great because people are all praising. So then suddenly they saw a mysterious creature there, a mongoose, half the body gold. So it came there and started rolling in the Yagashala and started murmuring, this Yaga is worthless, not of much use. Then Krishna was there, he was smiling, only has called this mongoose. So he asked, what is the secret? What are you murmuring? Mongoose said, I saw a much greater yaga, sacrifice. And there my half body became gold. So from then onwards I have been searching for such a place where my whole body can become a golden, radiant body. So Yudhishthira asked, who did such a great sacrifice? As far as I know, nobody has done such a great yaga, Rajasuya like me. Then mongoose said, hey, it is not a big sacrifice like that. It's just a village householder, family man, very poor Brahmin. He and his wife, his son and his wife. They were leading a very austere, devout life. And it was great drought, famine, no food available. So for many days they have not eaten. So that day, after 7 days or so, they have got little bit of rice. So they came and that bhiksha was brought and they have made it 4 and they were able to eat. At that time, a very hungry old Brahmin came there and said, I am very hungry, can you give me some food? This Brahmin with so much love, bhakti, washed his feet and brought him inside and said, you can take my portion. He gave that portion and all others said, we will share. This Brahmin devoured that in few minutes. And he said, I am still hungry. Then that lady, she said, you can take mine. Then son, then the daughter, then the small child also there. It also came. So they were all, without that food they will die. They were in that state, still they shared. Suddenly that Brahmin shone forth there as the Lord. And he said, by this Tyaga, you have attained the highest. And they were all taken to Brahmalok. That is the story. And this mongoose was looking at all the strange events that was happening. He went there, not deliberately. He saw some food particles there, so he ate a little bit and was lying down sleeping. So half body became gold because he was sleeping like this. And when he woke up, he saw, because then only he understood something strange has happened. After that, I have been going everywhere where people, they claim that we are doing something good, but nothing good. So, that Tyaga, that like that mongoose, we are also going here and there searching whether our body will become gold, whether we will be spiritually elevated. when we really have contact with a great being. Of course, we should have that quality also. Because when Papa went to Bhagavan Ramana, he was in such a state that Ramdas is standing before you like a beggar, or that you can read. And Bhagavan looked at him and just shook his head. The whole body was filled with that bliss. And for many, many days he stayed in a cave and started chanting Ramanam day and night. There he had the Vishwarupa Darshana. After this, many devotees used to pester Papa. Why don't you bless us as you had this with Ramana Maharshi? Then he used to say, Ramdas was in such a state. If you also come to Ramdas in the same state, you will also get it. So that is the point. When Tyaga is there, when the person deserves, there is no question of time at all. So, how the person deserves? When the mind becomes pure, in that pure mind, Atmaswarupanubhuti is so simple. Nuyar tamakkum ulam kayyamalakkani. As Bhagavan Ramana says, even for ordinary people, this truth is so simple, it is very directly available as their own real nature. What are we searching after all? We are searching only our own Swarupa. We are not searching anything else. That is why the usual example is Kanthabharana. Wearing a garland or a necklace in your neck and searching for it here and there. And someone tells you, you are already wearing it, carrying it in your neck. That moment you see, oh, then you feel shy, ashamed. Oh, I was searching for this. Like that. Something which is very intimate, something which is very near you, something which is your own real nature, which you are experiencing always. Actually, you can only experience that. World you cannot experience. Others you cannot experience. Others you can see. Seeing is not experience. You can touch. Touching is not experience. You can taste. Taste is not experience. It is all pratiti. We call it pratiti, perception. Sensory perception. It is not experience. Experience is this, what we feel in our very being as I am, as aham. Swabodhe na anyabodhecha, that bodha. You sit in a dark room, you experience your existence very clearly. Actually, that alone can you experience. That is anubhuti, swayam prakasha. It is swayam prakasha anubhuti. Swayam prakasha means self-effulgent. It doesn't need the senses. It is not in need of anything from outside. It is shining by its own light. So that experience is already there. If it is so simple, so intimate, why we are not able to recognize it as the divine? Because the mind is extroverted. That is the impurity. The mind, see, you can get all clear teaching from books. You can get very clear teaching, more clearly now from AI. Very clear. Anything you ask, it perfectly gives you an answer. Anyone can write a book now. Now you cannot believe. You just give work to that Buddha. It will write a book for you. So all has become worthless. In fact, it is making fun of all our intellectual achievements. So, all that you can do, the only thing that you will not be able to get without a real master is you will not gain this power of introversion. It is not possible. Shastras call it a Sankarshana Shakti. The whole world is filled with Akarshana and Vikarshana. Attraction or repulsion. Something you see, you are attracted. Something is repulsive. But something you see, you present yourself there and your mind jumps deep into the heart. That is a strange power. That is the power what we are in need of. Acharya Chaitya Vapusha Swagatim Vyanakti. As Bhagavata puts it, Lord appears as Acharya outside and as Chaitanya inside and gives a push to the mind from outside and pulls the mind from within to the heart. This is a mysterious process. This mystical process we can have only when you have a living contact. All other things you will get from book, you will get from AI. Even clarity you will get. But the real taste of the divine, the real taste of the transcendental, you can have only by Kripa. This is what we call Kripa, grace, which can push your mind to the heart. This is Guru Tattva. Bhagavan Ramana says Arunachala is his Guru because the moment he looked at Arunachala, he came from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai. So when he came to Tiruvannamalai, he looked at Arunachala, and that very moment he was initiated into this mystic journey with him. Achalama Kande. He says, Achalama Kande. I saw that stillness personified in front of me. Next moment, Kandavan Yavanana Kaduttinundada Kandavan Indrida Indradu Kande. He says, next moment there was a question inside me, who saw? Who is the seer? And that very moment I saw there is no seer. Kandavan Indrida Kaduttelavillai. I could not claim I have seen. Neither can I tell I have not seen. Kandilan Indrida Kaduttelavillai. There is peace about this stillness, this Maunam. He says, Vindilai Pandani Vilakina Yandra. In the time, primordial time, you as Dakshinamurti spoke this highest truth so eloquently through Maunam, through silence. Now, who can dare to tell the same through words? That is how he stops there. So, this going inward, that is spirituality. This antarmukhata can happen only when you have this vibhuti. We call it vibhuti. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan calls it vibhuti. Any vibhuti, Guru is a vibhuti. Ishtadevata is a vibhuti. A good temple where a Rishi Pratishthita Murti is there, it is vibhuti. Or sometimes natural things like the splendor, radiant sun. It's a vibhuti because it can push your mind inward. So this inwardness, journey very quickly it will be finished. Mahabharata Sanatsujatiyam, there is a beautiful verse, says how much distance this journey. Then Sanatsujata says, one step the journey is over. This is a one-step journey. Idam tu brahmanam vrittam prahuhu ekapadam sukham. This is ekapadam, only one step. Just outward mind is turned inward and made to abide in one's swarupa. Swarupe avasthanam. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Then the seer abides in his true nature. So to regain this one's self-awareness, awareness of one's own I, the true I, because we all have feeling of this I. When we chant a nama, Bhagavan Ramana said the Nama will merge with the eternal Nama with it. The eternal Ajapa Japa. You are not doing Japa, but the inner being is constantly chanting some mantra. The greatest mantra is Aham. The Upanishad says, first came that Nama. Aham Nama Bhavat. First Bhagavan only said I am. Then everything else arose. That I am arose, from everything else arose. And constantly everyone is carrying that I am. Not only human being. Ya tiryam naradevata virahavityantas putadrihyate. Even the trees, even the birds, even the animals, even a unicellular organism. It is all having that feeling of I, that experience of aham, consciousness with it. This is the only thing about which we are sure. The body changes from childhood to youth, old age. Constantly it is changing, but we feel our existence changeless. Behind this parinama, there is a changeless principle behind. All of us are experiencing it. That is why looking at a photo, we say it is my photo. And so your grandchild looks at it, oh, it is not like you. It is another baby. And you tell, it is my photo when I was a baby. The body has changed, completely changed. The mind has changed. But there is a changeless principle with which you identify yourself. And that changeless existence, aham, I am, it is a mantra which you are carrying. Dakshinamurti Stotram, Shankaracharya says, Bhadraya Mudraya. It is like a wave arising within. Mudra means a wave. Mudra means a sign. The mudra of ocean is wave. So it is called Samudra. Mudraya Vartade. By seeing that mudra, you know there is ocean there. So it is called Samudra. Like that, from the heart, the Atma is sending out its mudra. It is chanting the Nama, Aham Nama Bhavat. It is again and again saying Aham, Aham, Aham. Balyadishvapi, Jagradadishu Tata, Sarvasu Avastasvapi, Vyavrittasu, Anuvartamanam, Aham, Aham iti antaspurantam sada. Swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. That Balya, Kaumara, Yavana, Vardhakya, Jagrat, Swapanam, Sushupti. First thing is very simple, you can see. The body is changing, but constantly I have the same experience of my own existence. I am same. And what is this feeling of I? And what am I feeling? Is it the feeling of the leg or the hand or the heart or the kidney or the brain or the conglomeration of all these things? Nothing. It is a singular experience of I am. Right? We all have it. It's so simple, so direct. The Upanishad says aparoksham. Aparoksham means direct, means immediate. Here, now, it is full, it is whole, it is perfect. No imperfection is possible there. Death is impossible there. Change is impossible there. You cannot add anything to it, you cannot take anything from it. Karmana no vardhate no kaniyan. Vedas say, by doing any amount of action, you will not add to it. By not doing anything, you will not take away anything from it. Because it is full. Such a fullness you are carrying in your being, in your heart. It is ever shining within you as Aham, as I am. It is the name of Shiva. Dakshinamurti Stotram, Shankaracharya says that is Shiva's name. Shiva is available to you in your heart as Aham. Namo Ahampada Arthaya Satchidananda Rupaya Namo Ahampadarthaya Lokanam Siddhiheta Satchidananda Rupaya Shivaya Paramatmane. So he is Ahampada Artha, the implied meaning, experience of Aham, I am. So the meditator has to somehow plant his mind in the simple experience of Sat, existence, which can never be taken away. Na abhavo vidyate sata. And Gita says that Sat has no abhava. The body has abhava. Actually, even now the body has abhava. Even now. Body consciousness is not possible. It's a wrong term. Only body identity is there. Brahma is there. Body, you are not conscious of body. You are sensing the body, that's all. And that too, very little. Major portion of body, you are not even knowing. As Swami said, lakhs and lakhs of kilometers, the blood is traveling, we are not knowing. The heart is beating, we are not knowing. In fact, without teaching, it is sure that we will not know that we have a heart. Without learning from a book, nobody will know that they have a kidney or a liver. It is all taught by others. So, Anatma, just like Jyotisham, you have to know this is Shani, this is Mars. Like that, you have to know this is liver, this is kidney, this is heart, and this is working, that is working, like that. But the only thing about which you are sure is the simple, utterly simple experience of I. It is so simple. Even, you need not even believe in God in this thing. Because even God, it's inference, anumana. But this is experience, anubhuti. Nityopalabdha swarupam. Nityopalabdhi swarupoham. If someone used to ask Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi about God, he used to say, leave God aside. You do not know. You know your existence, right? Then why don't you explore it? Why don't you explore it? Explore that existence, explore that profound light within you. Light is not this light. Light means something which makes the world known to you. That light. The light with which you know your own existence. That light. Prakashanam Prabhakara. The light which illumines all other lights. So that light is shining within you as this simple, utterly simple experience of Aham as I. When we slowly take our mind inward and train it to look, to observe this existence, this beingness. Suppose we are not able to do it, then you can take help of any sadhana, like chanting the Bhagavan Nama. This Bhagavan Nama you are chanting, the surface mind becomes quiet. All the hustle bustle in the surface mind becomes quiet. Then you slowly inquire, who is chanting? Who is doing this japam? First you need this japam so that the surface mind becomes quiet. Then when the surface mind is quiet, you slowly ask who is chanting, who is repeating, who is trying to meditate, who is within this body. Something is alive inside. Who is that? And again you knock at the door. We started with the problem sthyanam. The mind refuses to move. So sometimes the mind will not allow you to have that focused look within. That focused look it becomes difficult. So you have this attitude that I am not seeking any result, very fast result. Even while chanting Nama, generally many aspirants they complain, my mind is wandering. How can I chant Bhagavan Nama? So generally we say, first give a whole world tour ticket to your mind. Then chant Nama. Let the mind go anywhere, let it think anything. Just tell yourself, I will not move from here. Stop this chanting of Nama. Let the mind think or do anything. Thus start chanting the Nama. First the mind will not listen. Then after Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Dadabhumihi. Patanjali very beautifully gives the prescription. For a long duration, constantly, with discipline, you have this meditativeness, struggle to meditate, bring the mind to meditate, then the mind takes the Nama, takes the chanting. And when the mind becomes sufficiently quiet, surface mind becomes quiet, then this inward look happens. It is very, very important. The power to look within. That is why, because the mind is constantly looking outside, outer things, outer individuals, outer noise. Now, you hold this Nama or Bhagavan's form or something and make the mind turn inward. Then you will find, Jnaneshwara, in one of his abhangs, he says, Ekatattva Nama Dridadhari Bala. This is the abhang. And he says, you hold on to the Ekatattva Nama. Ekatattva Abhyasa, as Patanjali also says this. To remove all spiritual obstacles is Ekatattva Abhyasa. So you begin with that. Then Hari's grace will come to you. Then he says, Jnana Deva Mauna. Now Jnana Deva is Mauna. Jnana Deva says, mind has become Mauna. And no outside Japamala. Japamala Antari. Japamala, the rosary is inside. And who is chanting the Nama? The outer Nama has merged. Now Hari is chanting the Nama. I am not chanting Nama, Hari is chanting Nama. Because the outer Nama merges with this inner Nama, this Paravak, the pure consciousness which pulsates within, that Spandana, that Shuddha Chaitanya Spandana inside. Once you recognize that, your whole body, your whole mind is suffused with that divine light. You yourself become, your flesh, your blood, your skin is soaked in that divine. In Bible, there is a very famous quote. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It's a very well-known quote. It's almost like our Shabda Brahma, we say. In the time before creation, there was Word. Word means Nada. And the Word was with God. They call it Logos. But in Sanskrit, Shabda Shastra, we call it Spota. And the Spota is a mysterious thing. Swami Vivekananda, when he was wandering as a monk in Himalayas near Almora, there is a place where even now you can go and see that place, where he says one of the greatest problems of my life got solved here. He had the vision of this Shabda Brahma there. He says that transcendental Shabda, which we call Veda, it exploded within him. That is the secret why when he spoke, everyone was stirred to their very depth. And then Swamiji says, I am very sure that Shankaracharya also had this vision, because that words have so much power. So this Shabda, this Spoda, when one touches that, one's own personality becomes Shabda Brahma. Bible, they also say, I don't know how they will interpret it, But they say flesh took name and form. Something like that they say. When God incarnates, they say it is the word took flesh and name and form, something like that. Because the word incarnated as flesh, body, name, form. The Shabda Brahma comes out. The Shabda Brahma becomes, because when the Guru gives Mahavakya it is also Shabda. But that Shabda goes inside and the Shabda vanishes, only essence remains. Paravak remains. I don't know whether anything becomes meaningful for you, but this is the language. Vakkirandu niraindu nindrathor vakkiya porul. That vak vanishes and the vakkiya porul, the import of that vakyam, that alone shines forth. When that is beheld, the Jivanmukta is the implied essence of Mahavakya, the implied essence of Tattvamasi. Then his very being is Shabda Brahma, and whatever he utters is a mantra. So, as a beginning, the end is this Maunam, this Vishwarada, this Ananda. In the beginning, we have to start from the Stula, gross. And the gross plane, we are holding to Bhagavan Nama, any Nama or Pranava, anything, and go to Nami. From Nama to Nami. From Shabda to Mauna. You begin from Shabda and merge in Mauna. From Upasana to Samadhi. This is the process of yoga. This is the process of yoga. So, this is what we were discussing here. In that Samadhi, the ego, the individual sense, is completely wiped out. And that is the state of liberation. As far as the ego is alive, the person is limited. As far as the ego is there, the mind operates. When the ego is gone, the mind is gone, the world is gone, the body is gone. Then no samsara also. Then there is Shanti, absolute freedom. This is what we see in a Mukta Purusha, in a liberated being. He becomes something like a child. Generally, whenever devotees used to watch Papa Ramdas, the first impression is he is like a child. He's a very old person. When Swami Ramdas and Anandamayi met, Anandamayi wanted to do namaskara to Papa saying, Pitaji,